So what I feel here is, as the climber of the zodiac, you're very agile, and I see like your journey begins at the base of the mountain, right? And I feel like, you have to overcome hurdles and challenges, and you have to be quite stable and dependable in order for you to climb those ridges. And then over time, some of you have already made it to the top. So I feel coming into this month, there's some of you that have already, you're at the mountaintop and you're reaping the rewards of, having disposable income, of starting to accumulate wealth, starting to come into positions of prestige and power. And with these newfound successes, I feel like there are family expectations, there are social expectations imposed from your environment, imposed upon you. And so it's going to go one of two ways. You can, tell others that I've gotten myself where I am because, I picked myself up from my own bootstraps. I've overcome a lot of hurdles in my life in order to get me to this position of prominence. And other people need to learn to do the same way. Okay, so on the one hand, when it comes to like family needing help from you, needing assistance, you're very lenient with family members, and you would, give the shirt off your back in order to make sure they succeed and they take the same route as you, because having been through all those hurdles, having jumped up through all those hurdles, you understand that some things are quite challenging. And so you would make a really good tour guide. You would make like a really good person to motivate whoever it is, how you got to where you were. Okay. So like being a guide, being a mentor to another person would be really good for you. On the other hand, I feel like some of you are kind of like at the top of the mountain. And I feel like the universe is telling you to give back, okay? Give back and help those that are having difficulties finding their way. And when you want to help, you want to make sure that the people that you're helping are worthy. You want to make sure that the people that you're helping are also going to be able to contribute to the larger picture as well. And then I feel like others of you, in your 30s, 40s, still trying to overcome hurdles, and you see the top of the mountain. It's like in clear view, but no matter what detour you take, you feel like it's detracting you from your main goal, from success in life. And I'm just going to say this, I feel like a lot of the times, we have to be strategic in life, right? If there are blockages, we need to learn to create a shortcut for ourselves, or we need to learn to just, forge a different path. So you might not be able to get where you need to be right now, but you're exactly where you need to be so that you can take detours, take a different route, and then eventually reconvene at that top of the mountain. I feel some of you are feeling very discouraged because you're having trouble getting to the top. And you feel some hurdles coming through. You feel some challenges coming through. And I feel more than anything, you feel like you're a lot of responsibilities in the near future, either from work, from coworkers, from bosses, or from direct family members that are bearing down upon you. And you feel almost like, when is it going to end? When is it going to, be me living my life? And so I feel like some of you are at a point where you just want to, for now, for this moment, while before the responsibilities bear on you, you want to live life to the fullest. You want to be a little bit like irresponsible because you feel like, oh, in the near foreseeable future, a lot of expectations will be imposed upon me. So I want to get it out of my system now. There's nothing wrong with that. Behave responsibly. And I feel that you are always, very responsible people. So that's what I'm feeling for some of you. Some of you have just made it, okay? So I feel like financially things are going to be good. And then for others, you're still trying to find the path. You find yourself taking detours that might take you away from your main goal. But I feel that it is still a good thing because, life provides us many opportunities for learning and for new experiences, okay? So it will be okay, and it will work out in the end, okay? So here's what I'm feeling right off the bat here. I feel like I'm speaking to the later bunch, like the latter mainly because I feel like you have some hurdles that you need to get through. And for right now, for this month, I feel like there are some challenges coming through. So first of all, let me just talk about this. I usually point out the central theme. And the central theme here is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords, this is kind of like sailing away from a troublesome situation, right? And then now having to come back, having to, whatever you have walked away from that was left unresolved, that was left very unclear and, undefined. I feel that you're going to have to go back to revisit it and to get some closure from it. Okay, so I feel that there might have been a situation. I feel like it's family related, children related, family related, and even like a family member that you would consider like a relationship partner. I feel that there's some unfinished business that once and for all, you need to kind of like stake your ground, like draw the line in the sand, go back and tell the other person that, this is where I stand and we should not be having this conversation again. So I feel that a lot of you are in a position where you're standing up for yourself, where if someone has been kind of like on the sidelines, just like egging at you, I feel that you're going to stand firm and you're going to tell people, where you stand with them and telling them pretty much that, your behavior is not okay. So I'm sensing for some of you, this is occurring in your work environment, okay? There has been projects, there has been, like a lot of momentum. I feel like a lot of you are learning new skills, are honing in on new skills that you are learning in order to perfect something in the work front. So I feel that you're working very, very diligently to accomplish things. And in the process of working, I feel like, more responsibilities get put on you. You're either volunteering your time to take on additional responsibilities. And you feel as if, this is going to allow me to move ahead in a very clear, directed manner. This is going to tell everybody that I'm a great team player, that I'm a great collaborator. And this is going to, solidify, it's going to help me um, I feel like improve some new skills of yours or even like allow you to perfect some new skills. So you're doing it happily. And I do sense that over time, the people kind of like take your efforts for granted. They see you finishing your responsibilities, they put more on your plate. And they feel like you're such a great team player that they impose more responsibilities upon you, and it's like it's unwarranted, it's not fair. And I feel that a lot of you are going to really need to draw your line in the sand and to tell people what's appropriate and what's not. Okay, so I feel many of you are going to be standing up for yourself very strongly in the work environment, and then some of you, this is going to be like in the family situation. Okay, brothers, sisters, siblings, parents especially, imposing something upon you, like I'm just sensing like expectations coming through from family that for whatever reason is unfounded, and you feel like with family, like I mentioned before, a lot of you are very lenient, so you will take up the mantle and do the work. But I feel that either way, you're going to need to be very, very definitive about what you're willing to do, what the other side needs to contribute, and how much of your time you're devoting to this, endeavor that they're demanding from you. So that's really, really important. Not stating your case is going to create a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of hurt feelings, okay? So making sure that you communicate in a way that is logical. So for example, if you have a time commitment for work, and they're giving you more responsibilities, I feel that it's really important to, tell them, I can get back to you on this project in about 2 weeks' time, 2 months' time, and be very realistic about that, okay? You're not the sign to want to eagerly want to please other people. You're actually very self-contained. And I feel that the main thing here is to, gauge our potential, your individual potential, see how long you would need to finish existing commitments before you commit yourselves out elsewhere. And so communicating very clearly is going to be important for you, okay? What I also feel coming through here is we have here a little bit of a codependent type of a relationship that I feel you're not ready to extract yourself from. So I feel like once again, This is a situation that you devoted a lot of your time, your effort, and your resources in. And I feel that the other person, you try to move away from it, and when you're away from it, you're actually very, very successful, but the other side keep pestering you to come back. The other side keeps, tempting you to come back. It could be like a former lover, or I feel like employment from a previous time, like a previous employer, soliciting you with, why don't we negotiate for higher salary? If you come back, we'll, compensate you with this. We'll match the salary. And I feel that it's really important for you to not have to be so diplomatic, but, to draw your line in the sand and just tell them where you stand and just say no. Okay. So I feel communication coming through is going to be a little bit fuzzy. But I do sense that it is so important for this month to have that mental clarity so that you can communicate yourselves in a way that is incredibly definitive, so that other people are just, they know where they stand with you, because I feel like you were trying to, not hurt their feelings. You were trying to not deal with a situation, but now it's coming back from the past, and it's taking up a lot of your time, a lot of your thoughts, and you don't really have time to entertain this thing from the past. And so you need to let it go, okay? What I'm also feeling is, there's a great energy here when it comes to really figuring out what's done and over with. Pick your battles, as well as think about, the actions that you're doing, and the best outcome that you're hoping to achieve. So, for example, if you're hoping to divert your time, launching a project, and everybody's on board, but you have second thoughts, you have doubts that it's going to be successful, maybe, saying that up front, and save the people the effort, okay? So I feel that a lot of things have kind of been swept under the rug, and I feel like it's projects related. And I also feel as well, there's somebody in your life here, and this is shown up here as an air sign, so an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And I feel that this is somebody, I almost feel like this person feel like there's a karmic relationship here, and I feel very strongly a very strong family vibe with this person. And I'm sensing that, they're headed down a wrong path. They're headed down somewhere that can bring them a lot of disappointment. And I feel that they're so tunnel vision, right? And they can't really see any other outcome than the outcome that they already have in their mind. And I honestly feel that they don't know, they lack in that, creativity. They might lack the insights, and also the adequate research to know that there's a better path. So they're heading somewhere down a troublesome path. And you're trying to figure out, do I help them? They might come to you for financial assistance. They might come to you for a sounding board. But more than anything, I feel like they're coming to you for support. And I feel that in the past, you try to detach yourself, or at least you try to tell this person to pursue their dreams, to go ahead with it, and to, take a risk. But now things seem to be risky associated with this person. And so when they're coming to you for assistance, it's really because, they respect your expertise, they respect your guidance, and they respect your mentorship. And so I feel that a huge part of you, I feel like some of you really want to be honest, but you don't want to, lead this person astray. It's almost like there's a lot of fear here about, telling people the truth, even though the truth might hurt them, okay? So I'm sensing family members headed down the wrong path, and you have to, provide the mentorship. You have to provide that tough love, and you have to, give them that honesty, because I feel like where things are headed, it might not be in their best interest to continue down that route, okay? I'm also feeling as well, the financial situation for some of you, there's a little bit of a detour to get yourself to the income bracket, um, to the space that you need to be, like, financially and professionally, okay? So there's a lot of responsibilities, it feels, piling on, okay? So I feel like it's almost like as soon as you start to master something, or as soon as, you're close to mastering something, there's another pile of responsibilities imposed upon you. And so while you're trying to learn this, there's this other thing to learn, and then so on and so forth. I feel that there's going to be a lot more success, a lot more, the light bulbs will start to turn on. You know, everything will start to click, and then you're going to realize that, okay, everything was interrelated, and that's why everything was coming at me all at the same time. So I had to learn everything at the same time, because you're going to see how the pieces all fit together, and you're going to understand why all things at the same time, and why, you know, all the pieces are interrelated and how they're interrelated. Okay, so that big picture, that aha moment, I feel that it's going to be coming through for you guys in the next month. And I do sense as well, this is going to be, the next month overall is going to bring about a lot more solidification in your work environment, a lot more success. Okay. In the meantime, let me talk about the family situation. I mentioned earlier that I feel some of you have made it. And I feel that, you know, despite all the challenges, you have to overcome some really, really strong, solid things in order to get yourself where you are. This is basically like, you know, the energy of like, being in a situation where you couldn't see the forest for the trees. You didn't have like another trailblazer ahead of you. You didn't have mentorship. You didn't have guidance. You had to struggle through it on your own. And you made it despite all the opposition. This is pretty much about, you know, people that might have told you you were pursuing a pipe dream. And I feel like in spite of all of that, you stuck by your dreams and you achieved a lot of success. That's what I'm sensing. And now that you are on top of that mountain, on top of the hill, and you can see into the distance, you know, you can start branching out, you have more opportunities, you have more professional contacts. I feel like the past is coming up for you to understand that, you know, let's talk about who helped us get there. Let's talk about, you know, what path we had to take, because I feel like somebody is trying to follow in, like in your footsteps, and they need the same mentorship, they need the same guidance, they need that extra, you know, leg up, that extra support. And I feel that they're coming to you. And so my advice here is that, you know, you want to pick your battles. You want to help people, but you can't help everybody. And so if you're helping somebody that's not worthy, they're not going to be able to succeed on their own despite all the effort and the mentorship. If you want to help somebody, just make sure the battle is worth it. Just make sure they're, you know, going to be, I guess, like, you want to make sure they are sincere with their efforts, and they're sincere about wanting that success no matter what it takes. Okay, so this is a big month where you have to really see the true worth in another person. I mean, we all come to, you know, this planet, hopefully most of us, with the mentality that everybody is, you know, is worth saving. Everybody is good at heart, and in a way, our souls are always very good. Okay, but like in terms of challenges, in terms of people that are willing to take your advice and run with it, or people that just want to bounce idea off of you and want you to do the hard work for them so that they can get reap the benefits without having to do the work. That's a different story. Okay. So having said that, I'm going to go into your love romance reading, and I apologize for the dogs barking in the background. Okay, so first message that I'm getting here is I see a lot of people really standing up for yourself and really standing up for the people that you love this month. Okay, so standing up for yourself basically means, you know, once again, drawing that line in the sand, standing up for people that you love. If like an ex has been giving your current lover a difficult time for whatever reason, I feel that you're going to draw your mark in the sand, and you're going to defend, you're going to really defend your domain and defend the people that you love. Okay, that's a great thing to do, by the way. I feel that it's a touchy topic when it deals with exes and when it deals with family members, but I feel that, you know, you know who you love, you know where they stand with you, and you know where you stand with them. And so I feel that you're going to try your very hardest to really stand up for the people that you care about, so that, you know, things don't, so that they know how much they mean to you, but more than anything, because it's the right thing to do. Okay? Okay. So let me just talk about this person here because this is coming through very strongly. So I do feel a little bit of a love triangle. Okay, so one person from the past, one person from the present. And let me just talk here. We have here the Queen of Cups, and this is a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and this is male or female. I feel like you're involved with this person. And this is somebody that's like very loving, very caring. They're very emotional, and they need a lot of validation from you. And at times, they feel almost as if you're too caught up in other things, you're too stern, you're too strict, and you're too like caught in the practical world that you're not a very romantic person. Okay, so I feel like some of you are dealing with this. And I also feel if you're dealing with this water sign, there are exes also involved in the picture. Somebody here that shows up here as an air sign, but I feel like it's just an ex from the past, okay? This person from the past might have been somebody you were married to, engaged to, have lived together in the past, or even have children with in the past. This is somebody that is quite jealous, okay? I feel like there's a lot of she or he is very possessive, very territorial, and I feel like quite jealous. And I feel that, they see you trying to move on with your life, and they see you have somebody that really loves you. They're not happy in their present predicament, so they're constantly trying to get in the middle, trying to, sabotage your current relationship. And so I feel like in the past, you knew all of this was happening. I feel that you knew all of this was happening. And for whatever reason, I feel that, you might have realized, oh, this is just, this too will pass. She's not being vindictive because, you had a history with this person. And so deep down, you still care about them on a human level. So then you don't want to, stir the pot. You don't want to get involved. And I feel like they keep doing this. And this is the month in which you might realize, you might come, into the realization, things might be exposed, where you realize how detrimental this person has been to the person that you love, okay? So I feel that some of you are just really going to have to stand your ground and defend, your lover. Defend them against, the energy from the ex or the energy from an external party that is trying to sabotage your relationship. That is either trying to, they're saying like seduce you away, and you're going to put an end to that. Even if you were seduced away from the relationship, you are going to put an end to that situation. Okay, you're going to pretty much give it, that draw that line in the sand and not interact with that person. And I feel that harsh words will be exchanged. So don't let things escalate. Do it fast, do it soon, and, try to make it just like make it final. All right. So this is a situation that's been going back and forth for quite some months for many of you. And I feel that this person really cares about you. This person in the present moment, this water sign. I feel that you're going to need to, defend them, okay? Because I feel that they've had to deal with a lot of harsh energy from this ex, and they might have kept you in the dark about it because they didn't want to upset you. They didn't want to badmouth the ex. They don't want to be that person. So I feel that, they've been dealing with this for quite some time, and you need to fix this situation as the one person that is, that's as the person in the middle. Okay, so I feel that you really need to fix this person. On the other hand, what I feel is like for some of you, if you are involved here with a fire sign, okay, a fire sign. So this is a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo, and I do feel we have here the Emperor. I do feel a very, very strong Aries energy. If you are involved here with an Aries, I feel that there is some interference as well in your relationship. And this is something that is shown up in the past as well. So we have a third party interfering in your relationship here. Possibly like another person like I feel like an ex, or even if you are in a relationship with a fire sign, okay? So Sagittarius, Aries, Leo's fire sign. I feel that there is some communication outside of the relationship. I feel that it is something that happened in the past. It's coming up again for reexamination for this month. So if you haven't really resolved it in the past, it's going to come back up, and you need to be really clear about where you stand, because I feel like on the one hand, you're trying to play it cool. You're trying to play it cool here, Capricorns. And I honestly feel like you don't want, you are not the type to give people ultimatums. You don't like to tell people what they should and should not do, because you believe that people should be guided by their own internal compass, and they should know the right and the wrong thing to do in a relationship. So what I'm feeling happening here is you have a partner that's either tempted, or has dealt with some type of outside interference here with this fire sign. And the fire sign is somebody that I feel that they might be trying to leave their past behind and to move things forward with you. But I feel that they need to own up to some things in their past, so that you both can come to an agreement, come to a consensus, and try to move on. Capricorn males, I feel like you are facing an ethical dilemma. Capricorn males, doesn't matter what gender you're dating, okay? I feel like a very strong masculine energy here, where you have temptations from different areas, okay? And I'm feeling that you really need to be very clear and directed, and make the hard decisions, so that you can restore the faith and the trust in your relationship. This is the Two of Cups here. It's about harmony. It's about, compassion. It's really loving somebody on a soul level. If you feel that you really love somebody on a soul level, just make sure you do things that are honorable, that adheres to the rules in this relationship, so that it shows respect and support for your partner, okay? So Capricorn males, I feel like this is pertaining a lot strongly to you guys. Capricorn females, I feel like you need to have very clear discussions. You need to have, set boundaries here with a partner. And if something keeps recurring, if problems keep creeping in, it's really important for you to sit with your partner and ask your partner why that's happening. So I feel like difficult conversations need to be had in relationships. But through the difficult conversations, you're going to realize how much you mean to your partner. And a lot of faith and, love in the relationship can be restored, but it's contingent upon having these difficult discussions, having these difficult conversations. So I feel like some of you, family interfering in the relationship. The family interference has no bearing on the relationship, because I feel like you both are going strong, okay? So no matter who it is that's interfering, if it's a family member from your side or from their side, there's no it has no bearing on the value in this relationship. So I feel that you're going to, let it roll off your back, and you're going to treat your partner the same way. But I feel like third party interfering in the relationship, harsh words being exchanged, and I feel like, somebody luring somebody away, coaxing somebody away, seducing somebody. And you need to really stand your ground this month, okay, Capricorns? I rarely see the energy being very directed for you, but I feel that it's really important for you to know where you stand, and to let people know, where they stand with you. Because I feel like you're a very, very big-hearted, loving sign. And a lot of the times, I feel that when somebody needs help, it doesn't matter who it is. You always volunteer. You're the first one to help. And you do it because, because you can, and you do it because you care. And I feel like a lot of the times people mistake it for romantic interests. So that's something you want to be careful about too. Detach yourself. If you help somebody and you feel them getting really attached to you, thinking that there's more to your actions, you want to set the record straight, okay? There's no embarrassment in that, okay? You just want to set the record straight, or learn to detach yourself from them so that they get the hint, okay? So misunderstandings, I feel, is coming through for this month. So lay low if you can, but if you can't, really demarcate your line in the sand, okay? I hope the reading has been helpful, Capricorns. I don't like to see this energy for people, but I feel that for those of you, you've got people that love you. You've got people that love you. It's just a matter of who do you love and who do you want to fight for and who do you want to, keep in your life, okay? So it's about letting go of the riffraff, the relationships that do not pan out and the relationships that are not meaningful or that are problematic, and really getting to the roots of who do you really love? Who do you really care about? And that should allow you to move forward, okay? You've got some people that have genuinely great interest in you, by the way, all right? Single, great month. So I feel that if you are single, out and dating, I feel there's a very strong probability here of landing this really deep-rooted connection, this soulmate connection with another person. And what's interesting as well, and I didn't see this earlier, we have here the Empress and the Emperor. And the Empress and the Emperor basically means a very, very powerful, good match. Not only physically, but it's also like professionally. You both are a very powerful, this is the power couple, okay? So get out there if you are singles, Capricorn, and you're going to be able to make really meaningful, soulful connections, okay? So I'll be back for the mid-month reading. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, please visit my website. The information is in the description box below, and I'll talk to you guys in a few days or so. I wish you all the best, okay? Enjoy the rest of May. Bye-bye.